everybody, James Shepard here with another edition of the Merchant Sales Insight. Today, I'm talking to you about how to sell software companies, not software. Now, obviously, I've been spending a lot of time talking about selling software, talking about vertical solutions, certain business types. And the truth is, while I know that that's the future, right now, a lot of agents really struggle with this. And frankly, a lot of ISOs and acquirers do as well, because they haven't really done a very good job of providing the right marketing materials and packages and kind of making this really simple to be able to get the right solution to the right merchant. Well, the irony is, while it's becoming a little bit challenging to sell software to small businesses, there's actually a wide open market to sell the software companies that are making software for small businesses. Now, I did something about this maybe 2-3 months ago. Of course, partnered with Tilled, my good friend Caleb over there. And so it's TILLED, Tilled.com. And they specialize in helping software companies monetize payments, which we'll talk more about in a second. And I got so much feedback from that content. It was actually interesting because there was kind of these different groups of agents. I had some reach out to me and say, wow, I actually tried this and it was incredible. I was able to make an introduction to Tilled. I found a software company, talked to them about monetizing payments, got them over to Tilled. Tilled signed them up, and I'm going to make all this money because, now I have the software company that's doing payment processing. I had others reach out that kind of were like, you said something about selling a software company? I don't understand, So I thought I would do a follow-up edition here with Tilled to just really dive in a bit deeper and talk about really how this works and how to sell these companies. So let's first of all make sure we understand what we're talking about here, okay? You're looking for companies, software companies, that make software for small business owners. So their clients, the people who are paying them money for their software, are small business owners. Okay, or even medium and large businesses, right? It's fine. But you're looking for software companies that serve businesses. In addition to that, we're looking for software companies that provide businesses with some kind of service that's at least indirectly, if not directly related to the way that they accept payments. So let me give you a couple of examples. Let's use a bad example first. Let's say you find a software company that has some kind of niche project management solution that big companies are using to manage internal projects. So there's really no communication or collaboration with their outside customers. It's a software that's used to manage internal projects. Well, how are they going to monetize payments? There's really no payment interaction there because the people inside the company are not paying the company, right? So there isn't anything happening there, okay? That's a bad example. That wouldn't be a really good fit. Now, what about a company that makes software for attorneys to track their billable time and then communicate with their clients, with the attorney's clients, to say, here's the invoice for the billable time? Well, that's a perfect one, right? Because now, if you help them to integrate payment processing, well, when they send the invoice, they can have a link right there that the end user, the client, can actually click on to pay for the fees to the attorney. Now, a lot of times, you'll find that these software companies like that already have one of 3 possible payment integrations. Either they're integrated with a solution like Stripe, where they're not even getting any of the profits from the processing, right? Or they're integrated with some legacy payment processor where they're having a really hard time getting their clients to sign up for the payment processing. So they have clients, these attorneys will say, well, we'll pay you the $59 a month or $69 a month for the software to track our hours and send invoices, but signing up for a payment processing account is there's too much friction. They got to fill out a big DocuSign agreement. It's kind of a mess. So they have all this friction there, right? So that's a problem. So they make some money off the payment processing, but probably not very much, and they can't get very many people to sign up for it. Or number 3, they don't have payment processing integrated yet, right? Well, in any of those scenarios, doing an integration with Tilled and introducing that software company to Tilled is going to be huge for that software company because, number 1, their attorney clients are going to be able to easily create a merchant account, usually either instantly or almost instantly. They're going to have their payment processing account set up, and because of the APIs provided by Tilled, which honestly I think are easier than Stripe. And again, for those of you who don't know, I have software companies, I have developers that work for me, and we've done Stripe integrations before, and we've done work with Tilled. Tilled, I think, is actually easier than Stripe, in my personal opinion. So they can do a really good integration, not just the payment processing, but actually the onboarding. So Tilled has these APIs that allows you to sign up for your merchant account really easily. So Tilled is going to help the software company to do this integration. The software company is then going to set up the onboarding process through the Tilled API. So now they go to their attorneys and say, hey, streamline payment processing, right? Maybe you even talk to them about doing like dual pricing. Now their invoices go out with a cash price and a card price. Wow, now the software company really loves you, right? Because you're creating all this profit for them on the processing side and for yourself. And you're making it really easy for them to get these attorneys to sign up for like no fee processing, So, that's the idea, right? That's what we're looking for. So how do we find these people? How do we sell them? Very, very easy, okay? Here's what I want you to do. Get into your mind right now a particular type of business. It could be a little outside the box, right? It could be, maybe it's a community theater, any like an organization, maybe it's a local coffee shop. Maybe you're thinking of a hair salon. Maybe you're thinking about a home service provider, a home inspector or an HVAC provider or a plumber, an electrician. So get one of those in your mind right now, okay? And then here's what you do. Pause the video in a second. I want you to go to Google and I want you to search for the name of that business and then put business management software after the name. So go to Google and type electrician, business management software, hair salon, scheduling and business management software, right? Whatever the business type you have in your head, pause the video, go to Google right now and search that and then hit play back on the video, okay? All right, you're back, okay? That list of businesses you just saw, those are software companies. That's probably exactly who you need to reach out to, right? So when I said it's a wide open market, I don't mean that the owners of all those businesses are like anxiously waiting for your call so they can sign up with you. Obviously, that's not the case. This is sales. It's never that easy. If it was that easy, it wouldn't be a wide open market because it would already be gone, okay? But what I mean when I say a wide open market is that if you can get your message across to these business owners, these software company owners, they are going to be interested in it, okay? The best way I found to do that is LinkedIn. I love using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. It's got just great features for this. But ultimately, you take that list of businesses, software companies you identified on Google, go to LinkedIn and start searching for those, okay? And then when you find them on LinkedIn, use the LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find who the decision makers are. Then send a connection request. I usually don't put a message in my connection request. I just send a connection request. Then once they accept that connection request, then you reach out to them. Now, make sure you think through your LinkedIn profile, right? You need to position yourself correctly. You're a payments expert. You help software companies monetize payments. You want to list that in the list of things that you do. But if you have a good LinkedIn profile, you can really dominate this niche. So I hope that you're understanding and grasping this. And one last thing I want to mention here. The reason this opportunity is so huge and so exponential is not because of the percentage of the profit that you get. In fact, the majority of the profits from the payment processing are going to go to the software company. So going back to our earlier example, the software company that services attorneys, right? And they provide this great software. When they integrate with Tilled, they're going to want to get most of the profits, right? Like that's why they're doing this. Their developers are going to build the integration. Then Tilled is going to get some money as well. They're providing all the support, the API, they're doing all the work. They're going to want some of the money. So your split might not be nearly as high as you would get with a traditional account. You might get a smaller split as more of kind of like an override type split. But here's why it's so cool and so exponential. If that attorney software is currently using, let's say, Stripe, and they've got 200 accounts, well, Tilled is going to work with them to hopefully bring all of those accounts over to Tilled, initially. That's huge. You just got 200 mids. Then every time that software company sells a new attorney's office, they're going to have to create a new merchant account and you're going to get residual on that merchant account doing no work. So all of a sudden you sell 4 or 5 software companies, all of their salespeople kind of sell for you because every time they make a sale, they're creating a new merchant account and you're getting your override and you're really not doing any work. Better than even all of that, the accounts hardly ever cancel because they're tied into software. They don't want to cancel their merchant account because they want to stay with that software company. This is a huge opportunity, and here's what you need to do to learn more about it. Go to Tilled.com, the sponsor of this edition, and frankly, the only company I feel super confident about with this particular area of expertise and what they've done with their onboarding process and everything, and making it available to agents to sell. So go to Tilled, it's Tilled.com, Tilled.com, check it out. Fantastic opportunity. My name is James Shepard. Thank you for watching this edition of the Merchant Sales Insight. And make sure you go to ccsalespro.com/insights in order to read the entire edition and get a little more context.